Hello friends, now let us take up the concept number 9, 19.9 character streams. A stream represents a flow of data from a source to destination. Java IO package provides us a very big set of classes and interfaces. In order to master them, we must classify them, and then only we have to study the functionalities of a set of classes at a time. Otherwise, if you see the hierarchy of entire Java package, it looks like a big forest. It is not possible for us, for a student, where to enter, where to complete and where to come out. That is why this is the strategic way of learning, what I am demonstrating to you. So, first we have to make a classification. The best classification for us is character streams and byte streams. Character streams are one group of classes, byte stream are another group of classes. In this context, one very important thing you have to understand is the technique of interfacing using all these classes, regardless of the devices, it is same. That means, same technique of interface we use. That is why if you learn it for learn character class methods or byte class methods, the technique of interface is one and same. That is why for every class you need not specially learn the technique. By that, by that one time if you learn about one class, the same knowledge more or less is applicable to all other classes. By that, the learning curve is reduced. That point you have to understand. So, we are starting from character stream classes. Once you understand everything about that, for byte stream classes, you have to make 20 to 25% of the effort, not this much effort. That is what I mean to say. And here, if you see input streams reads the data from different devices like keyboard, file and memory buffer. In the same manner, output streams write data to different devices like monitor screen, file and memory buffer. And there are other devices also. Regardless of the device we are using, the technique of interface is one and same. That what I mean to say. Okay. After that, one more point you have to understand. Now, we have divided character streams and byte streams. In this section, in this concept, we are focusing on character streams. We bifurcate the hierarchy and focus on that. Then we can have a clear idea. Of course, 2-3 iterations are required to master everything. But yeah, the interface technique is same, your job will be so simple. Very easily you can remember. That what I mean to say. Okay. Actually, one more point you have to understand. Now we are dealing with character streams. Character streams, actually character is the human readable format. We have there is a character set. The characters in the character set are human readable format, but computer actually deals with bytes. It does not know characters. So, what input character streams does? We have to think of input character streams converts bytes into characters. Actually, it reads characters. So, it converts bytes into characters. And as far as output character streams are concerned, they convert characters into bytes. They read character from a file. Actually, what is there in a file? File in character streams are used for dealing with the files which contain either characters or strings, that you know. So, what is the content in the file? The content in the file is character only. That's why the character output streams convert characters into bytes. Input streams convert bytes into characters. In this context, with a reference to Java, one more point additionally you must learn, that is, all these characters are Unicode characters. What is the specialty of the Unicode character? Unicode character size is 2 bytes, 16 bits, whereas ASCII character size is 1 byte, actually 7 bits only. Our system may support ASCII, Latin 1, FCD or any other code, but there is an internal arrangement to convert from one coding system to other coding system. This is not the place to discuss about that. Here only one thing you must remember, that input streams converts bytes into Unicode characters and output stream converts characters into bytes. Actually, system deals with the bytes. Our character files deal with either characters or strings. This is a relevant data, and before exploring this hierarchy, character stream classes, you must have the knowledge of this. Now, let us come to this hierarchy. This is the segment of Java IO package, and all these classes are character stream classes, that we have to understand. And character stream classes, you know that this object, this is the top class, the root class of all Java classes, that is why I have written. Now, thereafter these are divided into two, reader and writer. As I told you already, in order to reduce the learning curve, lighten the learning curve, what Java developers did, as far as character streams are concerned, they do not call them as input streams and output streams. For the sake of differentiation and uniqueness, input streams they call as reader and output streams they call as writer. That means, wherever you find the term either reader or writer, immediately you can understand those are character streams. Reader means input stream and writer means output stream. That is very obvious, that you know. And one more important point what you have to learn is, the two are abstract superclasses in this hierarchy. Abstract superclasses. Already in the previous chapters I explained why abstract superclasses are required. Sometimes what happens, you want to tell what to do, but you do not want to tell how to do. Suppose you booked a taxi from an airport to reach your home. Okay. Then what you tell, suppose your home is in Bangalore, Rajajinagar. Then what you tell at airport to the driver, go to Rajajinagar, so and so place. Okay. But you do not tell him how to go, that means what to do, but you do not prescribe how to go, because the taxi driver is a professional. So, in his job he knows how to go and all that. So, in such situations you want to tell what to do and you do not want to tell how to do. How to do can be decided by the subclasses. In such case, you can define abstract classes.